guys, what's up? I'm back again with the second tutorial for GarageBand. Anyways, before I get started, I want to give you guys big thanks for all of the views and nice comments that you guys have left on my first tutorial, which is entitled GarageBand Beginner's Tutorial. Just so you guys know, if you are watching this video and you haven't seen my beginner's tutorial, I suggest you watch it just so that you can get familiar with the fundamentals of GarageBand. So, enough said, let's get to the tutorial. So, bring up my GarageBand here, and if some of this stuff is kind of ahead of your skill, then I suggest stopping the video and looking up GarageBand Beginner's Tutorial on my page, cmanleyspy, and you can watch that. It's about 20 minutes long, kind of long for a tutorial, but it will give you, like I said, the fundamentals on how to navigate through GarageBand. So, with that being said, let me talk first about the MIDI/external keyboard. I had a couple people bring this up in a comment because I didn't really touch on it too much in the beginner's tutorial. Now, I told you guys in the last video that if you hit Shift-Command-K on your keyboard, it's going to bring up this musical typing thing right here. And this basically correlates to the keys on a piano and lets you utilize the keyboard for your computer to basically make piano sounding notes or whatever instrument you have up here on the left. Now, if you have a MIDI piano or keyboard, like a synthesizer, that say you bought at Best Buy or Guitar Center or some other musical shop, audio shop near your area, you can actually plug that into your computer through what's called a MIDI USB interface, and this is actually the exact one that I have here. As you can see, this end is MIDI, and this is a MIDI in and MIDI out. Okay, and MIDI stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface, and basically this is going to take the signals from your piano, basically the notes that are being hit, and it's going to transfer them through the wires down through this little converter box here, and then it's going to go out into USB, and of course this USB goes into the back of your computer. I have a Casio AP620, and I have absolutely no problem with plugging it into the back of my iMac and having GarageBand recognize it. So I'm assuming any keyboard or piano that you have, it doesn't have to be 88 keys. It doesn't have to be a full piano. It can be, a 30-key piano or something like that. As long as it has a MIDI interface, just make sure you bring that up. M-I-D-I, MIDI interface. You'll be able to use it with this GarageBand program. So, enough of that. Oh yeah, and by the way, this cable is like, I don't know, I think it was like 10 or 12 bucks. So it's a pretty good deal for what you end up being able to do on GarageBand. And then, like I was telling you guys, the just a simple MIDI keyboard, you could probably pick one up at Best Buy for like 50 or 60 bucks. So you don't need anything really expensive to get your music going. So, when you guys hear notes on this tutorial, and by notes I mean these, I'm going to actually be using the keyboard that is off to my right, and it's a piano. You guys can Google Casio AP620. It looks like a piano, but it's electronic. So that's what I'm going to be using for this tutorial. So anytime you hear me playing something or you see notes popping up on here, don't think, oh, well, how do you get those notes in there? Well, it's because I'm over here on my piano and I'm, hitting the keys, which is correlating to notes on the program. So, anyways, with that all aside, I hope that helped some of you guys and answered some of your questions from the last video. Now, next thing we're going to be working on for this tutorial is adding track automations. Now, what are track automations? Well, that's the thing I decided not to touch on in the beginner's tutorial because it's something that you don't really need to know just to get a basis of this program. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead real quick and hammer out a couple notes on the piano, and then I'll show you what an automation does. So all I'm going to do is hit the record button here, It's going to start at the metronome, and I'm just going to play something real quick. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to show you guys what an automation does. And after I show you what an automation does, we're going to go down here into the edit and mess with some of these things. So yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, track automation. Boom, right here. We're going to click this little arrow. Right now it's pointing down. We're going to click it and it will start pointing up. And then you see this thing, this little box right here says track volume. Well, assuming you want a song to fade in, I wish I could really zoom in on this program, but I don't know how to do it. I'm talking about the screen capture program that I'm using. There we go. So see here, I clicked on the line, and now it makes a little ball. And as I drag the ball lower, it says negative 5.3, negative 6.7, yada, 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 so on and so forth. I drag it all the way to the bottom. Make sure I get it down. I drag it all the way to the bottom, and now the track is at a dead silence. It's pretty much muted. And if I want to slowly fade the track in, well, I'll just click down right about here to the second bar where it starts up, and I'll slowly fade it in. And the way I'll fade it in is by lifting it up. And as you can see, the decibels are now returning to 0, and if you want to turn it up even louder, you can bring it up higher. But we'll just have it fade into 0 decibels. And I want a slight fade in, so I'll bring it out over here. So now let's listen to what that sounds like. See? And that adds kind of a subtle little effect, I guess you could call it, to your song, and it'll make it sound really good. So, enough with the track volume business, and I will just turn this off. And I will go, track pan is exactly what you would think of left and right. So if, say you want one instrument to come forth to the left or right even more at a certain point in time, this is what you would use it for. We'll go down here to add automation. And now it opens up all kinds of things. It opens up a piano, your volume and your release, your visual EQ. You can adjust certain points in the song as to how high or how low the equalizer is. And then my favorite track, echo and reverb. Now, echo is what you think. You know, you say echo and echo, echo, echo. And then reverb is basically, reverb is a natural occurring effect that you would get if you were, say, playing a piano inside of a concert hall. That slight, not echo, but that really wholesome sound that you get, that's reverb. So I'm going to show you basically how to put in some reverb into sections of songs and how to take them out. So you saw me, I clicked reverb. Okay, I'm going to turn this on, and we'll just start playing with the reverb here. So like no reverb here, and get some reverb back up in there, and some right there, and right there. So now just listen to the difference in sound. See? And once again, like I told you, it adds that really wholesome kind of concert hall effect, banquet hall, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so that's adding an automation. I'm going to shut this off now and close it back up, and then I'm going to go down to the right over here to the Edit tab. And the Edit tab is right below the Browse. So what this is going to allow you to do is throw all kinds of effects and fancy schmancy stuff onto whatever instrument you play. Basically what we're doing is we're editing the software instrument in depth. Now what a compressor is for, this is usually going to pop up on all piano software instruments. The compressor just basically allows the song to be played at a volume threshold, meaning if you turn the compressor on and you click right here, see the threshold, if you're banging on the piano and it normally would get really loud, well, this keeps it at a threshold and it holds it back without sounding distorted or something like that. So anyways, yeah, that's a compressor. I'll turn that off for now. These 4 blank bars down here basically allow you to add an effect. And when you click on it, this is going to pop up. You have amp simulation, auto wah, automatic filter, blah, 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 bass amp, yada, yada, yada. You have a ton of effects here. And mind you, each and every one of these effects have some type of a menu within them. And what do I mean by that? Well, we'll use automatic filter, okay? So I don't know this. I mean, at first I think this this picture right here, to me it looked like a stapler, and then I realized that it was actually a pedal for a guitar amp. So anyways, I'm going to show you what this track will do, or I'm sorry, what this effect will do essentially to our piano software instrument. So all of these things are pretty much user adjustable to what you want to hear. So I can't tell you exactly what to set it at and what not to set it at, because you're just going to go by your ear. And that's pretty much the same with all of the effects that you can throw onto this. Automatic filter is basically a kind of like a sonic filter that goes through your instrument, and it kind of goes like, and it throws it over that instrument, and it gives it a really cool effect, kind of a spacey effect. And I'll show you exactly what that sounds like right now. So as you can see, the speed down here is set to 8 bars, and we only have like 6 bars up here. So I want you guys to hear the full effect, so I'm going to speed it up to like 2 bars. And I'm going to raise the intensity so you guys can really hear what's going on, okay? And then the frequency, I'm going to make sure it goes up to a high frequency. Okay, so now I'm going to go down here, click play, and see how this sounds. Oh, that's not working. Bummer. Haha, I got you guys for a second. You're like, oh wait, I can't hear it. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay, turn that up. Whoops. There we go. Always have to have a screw up in my tutorial, I swear. Alright, let's see what that sounds like. Okay, see? It does that kind of cutting in and cutting out type thing. Now that was really, really dramatic, so I'm going to lower that intensity down, and I'm going to keep it at 2 bars, but I want you to hear a more subtle effect on it. See? So if you're going to be making not necessarily a classical type song, but if you're going to do kind of a spacey, techno-y, I don't know, whatever kind of electronic music you would want to try to make on GarageBand, this is really good for that. And I've actually done a little bit of dubstep things with GarageBand, and mind you, it's pretty hard to get a very good sounding dubstep out of GarageBand. And if you don't know what dubstep is, you can Google dubstep, and yeah, tons of stuff will pop up. It's pretty popular amongst the young crowd these days, but yeah. So I'm kind of straying off the beaten path, but basically this automatic filter is really good for, you know, bass beats in dubstep, and that's yeah. Anyways, enough of that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on. Let's go back to the piano up here, and I'll turn off this effect. And mind you, that's what these are for here, to turn on and off the effect. And of course, when it's lit up green, the effect is on. When it's turned off, the effect is off. And if you want to get rid of this filter, just click back on automatic filter and go up to none, and that frees up your spot once again. Visual EQ, that just lets you equalize your song to whatever parameters you want it. Down here under Master Echo, really self-explanatory once again. So we'll play the song, and that's pretty much self-explanatory as to what it does. The echo makes it echo. Reverb adds a constant reverb. And you're thinking, well, what's the difference between the reverb down here and the reverb that you showed me earlier up in the automation? Well, in the automation, you can adjust the reverb on to each individual section of the song instead of the whole track being reverbed out. So if you just want one, 10-second part of your song to have reverb and not the whole other part, this is what you would do. So yeah, that's that. And what else do I want to show you guys? Oh yeah, well, I guess I could touch on this. A lot of people say, okay, well, I want to sing something on GarageBand, and I don't have a good voice. So first of all, how do I get my voice onto GarageBand? And second, how do I make it sound a little bit better? Well, I'll tell you right now, I know exactly how you feel because A, my voice sucks, and B, auto-tune is now the hit, rave of every song out there. So yeah, let me show you how to basically get your voice onto GarageBand. We're going to go up here to track, and we're going to add a new track, and we're going to go to real instrument, and it just happens to be a microphone, and it states right here, for audio recordings such as voice, guitar, bass, or any instrument that can be captured by a microphone. So we click real instrument, and what that's going to do is pop up a brand new thing right here, and as you see me talking, you see the green bars jumping, and that lets you know that the built-in microphone on your computer or an external microphone that you have plugged in like a snowball is now picking up your voice. And once I added that, that vocal tab right here, you see over here to the right, it says you have all these new options to choose from that is specific to the microphone software tab. So go down to vocals, because I'm assuming that's what you're going to be using it for. You can keep no effects. You can use an ambient vocal, deep vocal, epic diva. That sounds pretty cool right now. we could try some epic diva stuff right here. Make an ass out of myself on the tutorial. Yeah, and right here it says input source, stereo, half, built-in mic. I don't know what the heck the half is, but oh, perhaps it's 1 and 2, both mono inputs. Monitor right here, if you select on, and you have your speakers on your computer, it's going to play the voice that you are relaying to the microphone back at you, and you might have a feedback problem. This on with no feedback no feedback protection. I don't know what the difference is between these two. I'm assuming on has a little bit of feedback protection, but yeah, the feedback is basically when you get vocals coming in and out of the same position or the same place, and you get that wee, and it's that really loud, ear-piercing, terrible sounding wail that you hear out of the speaker. So yeah, we'll just leave that off for now. If you have headphones, you could turn that on, and that would work to hear yourself while you're singing. The recording level down here is pretty self-explanatory. As I'm talking here, if you're not seeing it show up on the left side here in your bars, if you're not seeing your voice show up loud enough, you can turn it up, and it'll get even louder when you talk. So, anyways, we'll keep it at 50% right now. As far as edit, it throws a bunch of these effects on here when you select Epic Diva. If I selected no effects, it wouldn't put anything on there. But I'm going to keep it epic, and yeah, I'm going to need some piano, something here to sing to. So let me play something real quick. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to sing to this. Okay, so here we go. Time for me to make myself look like an idiot, but it's all in the good faith for you guys, so nobody make fun of me. And if you're going to make fun of me, make sure you're really, really mean, so it hurts my feelings. Okay? Alright, so let's try this here. This is a tutorial for you. Yes, it is. Okay, so I hope that wasn't too bad. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to play this back. This This is a tutorial for you. Yes, it is. Ooh, that was so bad. God. Okay, so now we're going to try to make it a little bit better. We're going to go down here to the plus sign. Just kidding. Haha, no, we're not. We're going to go down here to the little scissors with the squiggly whatchamacallits on here. And this will open up the audio region. And what this enhanced tuning does is it somewhat auto-tunes your voice. And if you limit it to the key, it's going to keep you in the key of, go down here to project, C major. Pretty sure the song is played in C major. It starts off with the C chord. So yeah, we're going to keep it there. And now that I've put the enhanced tuning up to 100% and the limit to key, it should auto-tune my voice 100% into the correct key. I haven't tested this yet for this tutorial, so it could come out really good or really bad, and you will see that when you try to do this on your own. So let's see how this sounds. This is a tutorial for you. Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm really bad at singing, and it made it sound a little bit better. If you're halfway decent at singing, then this is going to be an absolute godsend for you. So yeah, that's the auto-tuning section of GarageBand. This is what it is down here. So yeah, there's plenty more videos on YouTube that will show you a very in-depth tutorial to editing your auto-tuning settings in GarageBand to sound like T-Pain and Chris Brown and all these other rappers out there that do the auto-tuning. So that's enough for me to show you, I feel. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you for all of the views and the ratings and the comments. I really do appreciate all of your positive feedback and even the negative ones, because it just makes me, you know, try to make a better tutorial the next time. So, my name is Chris. Thank you for watching my GarageBand tutorial, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.